A Borgia with a broken heart and a soul on fire. Court silks, trumpets, power within reach. Then a coffin opens. Beauty fades. Eternity speaks. Francis Borgia lowers his eyes. He whispers a vow no court can undo. I will never serve a master who can die. He will bury his titles, raise 8 children to honor, put on a plain black cassock, and carry the gospel farther than his surname ever traveled. From velvet halls to mission roads, from a family crest to the cross. Remember the name, not for scandal, for surrender. Saint Francis Borgia, the noble who chose to be small, so Christ could be great. He was born into velvet. Francis, Duke of Gandia, husband to Eleanor, father of 8. He could read the currents of court better than the stars. Yet he knew how quickly applause turns. Then 1539. The Empress dies. He must escort her body home. When the coffin is opened for identification, beauty has fled. Perfume cannot argue with truth. Dust is honest. He steps back. Breath catches. The hall is silent enough to hear eternity breathe. He bows his head and makes the vow that will split his life in two. I will never again serve a master who can die. From that day, court looks smaller. Prayer looks larger. He begins to fast quietly, to give generously, to listen longer than he speaks. A noble heart turning toward a different throne. 1546. Eleanor dies. Grief clears the last fog. Francis gathers his children, secures their future, and lays his signet ring down. Titles once worn like armor now feel like weight. He signs away lands. He loosens every tie that isn't God. Friends whisper, "You're a Borgia." He answers, "I want to be his." At night, a door closes on the palace. Another opens in a small chapel, with the spiritual exercises spread like a map for the soul. He enters the Society of Jesus quietly, a duke becoming a novice, a strategist learning obedience. Ordained in 1551, cassock black as a charcoal cross. Vows simple as breath, poverty, chastity, obedience, and a mission wherever the church sends him. From applause to anonymity, from command to listening, from my will to take, Lord, and receive. Leadership finds him, not because he chases it, because he can carry it lightly. As Jesuit Superior General, 1565 to 1572, he turns prayer into plans. Maps unroll, letters fly, doors open. Rome. The Roman college grows, seed of a university that will teach nations. Germany, a college to steady the faith. New Spain, Peru, Brazil. Missionaries strengthened, catechists trained, poor served. Asia, routes cleared, houses founded, courage supplied. He raises funds without pride. He sends men without fear. He keeps the rule without bending the soul. Policies stay short. The spiritual exercises stay central. Study for mission, poverty for freedom, obedience for speed. People call it growth. Francis calls it availability, the gospel moving fast because nothing heavy is in the way. A Borgia taught by failure of glory now teaches the world a better glory. Christ known and loved everywhere. He keeps the outside moving. He keeps the inside still. Bread of angels first. He kneels long before the tabernacle, guarding silence like treasure. If churches are poor, he mends what he can. If hearts are poor, he offers Christ. Penance is not drama. It is love paying attention. Less food, fewer words. More readiness when God whispers, go. He leans on Mary, not as a courtly custom, as a son. Rosary beads through the fingers, courage through the veins. Humility keeps him small enough to hear. Obedience keeps him light enough to move. Charity keeps him warm enough to heal. What the world calls loss, he calls room. Room for Jesus to work. Love has a price. Francis pays it in miles, in letters, in nights that never quite end. He crosses borders for unity, pleads with princes for peace, visits houses to steady brothers' hearts. Fevers follow. Strength thins. He keeps walking. When storms hit the order, he chooses the narrow road, truth without hardness, mercy without blur. He listens longer than he argues. He fasts more than he commands. A Borgia who once organized banquets, now organizes alms. A general who sends others, also knocks at doors himself. Rome calls, Spain calls, Portugal calls. He gives what he has left, and then gives the tiredness too. If you ask him how, he smiles small. To do and to suffer for Christ. Rome, 1572. The body is tired, the will is not. Francis Borgia receives the Lord he has served, whispers a last obedience, and lets go. Grief is brief where hope is strong. The work he planted keeps spreading, colleges, missions, lives turn Godward. The name Borgia, once a headline for scandal, now a quiet banner for grace. 1624 beatified, 1671 canonized. Not for noble blood, for a noble surrender. Look at the ark, court to cassock, power to purpose. A vow in a dim chapel, echoing across continents. He proved a name can be baptized. He proved a life can be rebuilt from the inside out. Here's the path he leaves you. See what fades, choose what lasts. Break with anything that blocks God. Keep what helps you love. Pray before you plan. Serve before you speak. Obey before you lead. If your past feels heavy, baptize the name. If your future feels foggy, walk the next faithful step. Poverty for freedom. Study for mission. Humility for fruit. Make a vow today, small but real. One habit laid down. One neighbor lifted up. Whisper with him, to do and to suffer for Christ. Saint Francis Borgia, noble who chose to be small, pray that we may be brave enough to be holy. And then go. Build something for God.